Good afternoon, y'all. I have about 10 minutes before I have to be back into my job. It is a Saturday, side eye, but I am here and thank God for my job. So, recently I've been reading, I started reading this week. It's called Bunny by Mona Awad. I started reading that book. I think I got to like the third or fourth chapter before I soft DNF'd it. That means I did not finish the book. The reason being is because it's just not time for me to. I'm just not in a place where I would read the book. So if you're reading the book, the main female character, or if you're interested in reading it, it's an academic book. It's about people that teach at a university, I believe. And so there's a group of women that she calls bunnies. It reminded me sort of Recess, the show. And you know how there's the Ashleys? Well, for me, my personality, I'm really bold and no nonsense and just kind of tell it like it is. And I don't let people like that get to me. So if I don't like them, then I just don't like them. And I have a really snarky, um, if I don't like you, I'm not going to deal with you and I'm going to ignore you or, just not really deal with you. So her perception of them was, and I'm sure she's going to get more detailed about them as a whole, but I'm not in the mean girl category and I'm not in the hate the mean girl category. I guess I'm somewhere in the middle. Or I've been the girl that people have said, you know, oh, she thinks she's all that. I've been the girl that is too proper. I've been the girl that, is just what it is. And I'm not going to let people insult me, or I'm not going to sit there and insult others. Like, if that's you, do you, boo. I have no issue with you. So I wasn't too, um, I wasn't too keen on that book. So I did not finish it. And I realized this while I'm reading that book is that my do not finish time takes away from my reading actual books that I do like. So I went and I thought about books that I loved this year. Books that I loved that I read this year. Okay. And these are 5-star reads for me that I just loved. So, starting from number 5, we have Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. That whole series had me in a chokehold. I read boom, 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 boom. It's an orphan girl, which is close to my heart. She's an assassin, which is also close to my heart. Kick-ass girl. I love it. And the world of fays and the magical world, love that too. I love to escape. I'm all about escaping. So it was a 5-star read for me. All of the books were either 4 or 5 stars. Loved it. I suggest it for you. Please look into it. Um, the number 4, is Katie Sise. You Must Be New Here. It follows the disappearance of a young girl in this small town outside of New York. Um, this is, the main character, Sloane. She's navigating all these different women. And I do want to say that there's a lot of issues with trigger and consent. It is a mystery. it's one of those neighborhood books, but it will keep you on your toes. Everyone that I have recommended this book to comes back to me and tells me how awesome it is. So if you're looking for something that's fast paced that you cannot put down, that is the book for you. You Must Be New Here by Katie Sise, and I gave it a 5. It is heart wrenching. It has different age levels in each book. In the book, you know, it's one of those mysteries that just kind of knocks you off your feet. Number 3 is a love song for Riki Wilde by Tia Williams. I think I just recently talked about this. It's about Riki Wilde, who is a female main character, and she owns her family owns a funeral home, and she's an artistic person. It also deals with magical elements in it, and there's a soulmate trope in it. I loved it. I love the way the main male character, I cannot remember his name, but I love the way that he loves her. Yes, I'm here for it. I love a man that loves a woman. And I gave that one a 5-star. And my all-time 2 favorite books of the year were Razorback Tears by S.A. Cosby. He is an auto-buy for me. Katie Sise is too. He is an auto-buy for me. If you have not checked out S.A. Cosby, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life? If you don't want to read a physical book, you can go on Hoopla, and a lot of libraries have Hoopla, and you can download audiobooks. You can listen to them from your phone to your car. Yes, S.A. Cosby. It's about 2 fathers. Razorback Tears is about 2 fathers who, Isaiah and Derek are their sons, but Ike and Buddy Lee, they basically are seeking revenge against the people that harmed their sons. This is a Southern Gothic novel. I will say that it does have a lot of things in it that are possibly like stereotypical, but I loved it. It was a thriller ride. I ate it up. The last book, and this is a book that you would never picture me reading, it's called Atmosphere. It is by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is a book that I read on the fact that several of the people that I follow said it was a good book. I saw it at the library, so I'm like, let's just pick it up. You guys know I don't really highly ever read physical books. Read it in one day. I think it's over 400 pages or thereabouts. Read it in one day. It was so fast paced. It was so heart wrenching. It was so unbelievable. So the main character, Joan, is a physicist, and she studies astrology, and she's going to be an astronaut. I am not a STEM girly. No, I don't like math. The only math I like is counting money. I cared about Joan. I wanted to be there with her. I was right there with her every moment while she was going through the astronaut program, fighting for her, wanting her to make it through this. It also deals with family issues, male domination. Now, these 5 books deal with a lot of different things. So we have romance with Tia Williams. We have Katie Sise and S.A. Cosby with the Razorback Tears and You Must Be New Here. We have Atmosphere, which I think is more like contemporary fiction. And we also have the Throne of Glass series that is romantasy. You can pick up any of these books at your library, or like I said, you can download them on the Hoopla app and listen to them from your car if reading is not for you, or hit any bookstore. What are you waiting for? Has anybody read these? And I'm sorry, but I'm not over the sprayed edges. Look at this. The locket. The bound that burns. The bond that burns. It doesn't have one. But this one, Kelly Hurst does. And it's 30% off, you guys. Ugh. Look at that. So I am at TJ Maxx, and I noticed that they have some really good books here. They're not new, but they are written by bestsellers. Let me show you. Lost and Lassoed, $8.99. The Hunting Party by Lucy Foley. Yours truly. They also have Mel Robbins. I know a lot of women are into, and men. And they have a lot of Lucy Foley books. They're the price. It is $7.99. They have things like here. Pray More, Worry Less. Urban coloring book. They have some religious books too. Look at Harry Potter. Oh, they even have hardbacks. Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. $14.99. That's a good price. And they do have these if you are interested in fashion. They have Dior, Gucci, the little books. They have, ooh, and this is the sprayed edges. Look at that. Sisters, Strangers, Survivors. McCarran Slaughter. Dan Brown. This one's like the secret of secrets. And that's $17.99. Two. Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. And that is $14.99. This one, I don't know why it's $13.99. Maybe it's just the popularity of it. And that is $7.99. All of their books are $7.99, so I don't know why that is more. I don't know. Hello, you guys. I'm back. So, I just wanted to come back on here and just tell you guys about two books that I read that were from NetGalley that do come out this month. One of the books is With Love from Harlem, and it is about Hazel Scott and Adam Clayton Powell's. Yeah, Adam Clayton Powell and their relationship, but it's more about her as a woman. I got both of those from NetGalley, and it was a very good read. It takes you through the jazz age, and you get to experience Hazel Scott, which I feel like her history is just completely closed down or shut or silenced. I never heard of her until Alicia Keys actually performed on the two pianos. The other book that does come out later on this month too is The Sundown Girls. Now, I don't have who both of the books are by, but if you look them up, they both do come out this month. And The Sundowns Girls is sort of like a suspenseful book. It's it teeters on YA. I think it is YA, young adult book, and it's basically about this girl who had been formerly kidnapped, and she's following this mystery about trying. She's been reunited with her family, and she's following the mystery of trying to find some missing girls in a town that she is vacationing in. And it's very insightful. It's fast paced. It has all the feels and emotions in it. Even though it's young adult, an adult could read it and enjoy it. It's not a real young adult book. The other thing I wanted to show you is this. Now, this is wrapping paper. I just ripped this wrapping paper off. It was like the extra portion or whatever, and I ripped it off. I'm going to use this to dress Kindle, my friend Kindle right here. We're going to dress her with this. I still have Santa Claus on there, even though it's the second week of January. But I need to exchange her and dress her. And my new Kindle Color Soft. And then I also wanted to come on here and show you guys that I got these Dashing Diva from TJ Maxx for the $4.99, and they match with the snowflakes on them. Now, I live in Arizona. It is not cold here, but in the spirit of Michigan, where I was raised, snowflakes. So I'll come back tomorrow and probably, or later on in the week, and show you guys that how those look. I'm gonna do my nails. I'm gonna, well, attempt to do my nails and get this all situated. My son was supposed to get me a some scissors, but he didn't. He didn't. So I'm gonna fix this up. I'll hook this up, hook Kindle up, and then I'll come back and show you guys. I'm also reading another arc. So this arc is called And the Ancestors Sing. This book comes out, I believe, January 27th. And this book is Asian. It's fiction, but it's Asian history based in China. What I like to read, I primarily read a diverse amount of books. I do like to read a lot of African American fiction and nonfiction, but I do primarily read a diverse amount of books. I like to focus on marginalized people, meaning whether it's, a minority group. I like to read some of those more than I like to read more, like white male books. But I do like to read a wide variety. And I mentioned this before that I like to learn about different cultures. And so, whilst learning about different cultures or different things that have happened, and this is historical, it takes place in the 80s, which I was born in the 80s, not to date myself, but I was born in the 80s, so a lot of it takes place in the 80s, so it's historical. But you can get some historical context with it as well as the fiction aspect too. And so I'm enjoying the book, learning about the different cultures, but, the culture of China and what was going on during that time, the earthquake and all the things and how that affects especially children and families. So, no, my dog. So, my favorite books of all time, my favorite book of all time is The Grapes of Wrath by John Steinbeck, and that is by a white man. But I primarily like to read marginalized people. And if you read The Grapes of Wrath, you will understand why, because it's about the Great Depression and people struggling and, what was going on in that time. So this year in my reading goals as far as how I read, I'm not changing the way that I read, but I am changing the way that I pick arcs. Now, I was very excited to join the ARC group community at NetGalley. I feel very blessed, and I also feel very blessed to be chosen by so many different authors and publishers to review their books. I have reviewed 13 books on NetGalley so far. I have about 40 something more to go that I have been approved of for this following year. However, uh, I don't want to. Normally, how I pick a book is that I look at the cover or I look at it and say, oh, it looks good, or read a couple of sentences of the synopsis and say, oh, this sounds great, or a blurb. And when I pick a book from NetGalley, I'm going to thoroughly read the synopsis, because some of the books that I have picked there would not be a preference of me to read. Like, it would just not be. And I don't want to be the person that's struggling through reading, and not necessarily struggling, but being bored about reading something, or having to be like, um I don't like to say bad things about authors or their books, but what I usually say when I don't like a book or it does not fit me is that this book was not for me. Maybe it will fit somebody else that likes X, Y, and Z. It was too slow for me. It was that, and the third. I would just prefer not to read those types of books. And if the subject matter is just not something that is not something I would want to read, then I'll definitely do that. Okay, at some point, I just picked up a book from Libby called uh, Bunny by Mona Awad, and that was not the book for me in this time. Sometimes books might not be for you in that time, but a year from now, 2 years from now, you could pick up that book and maybe enjoy it. But I also feel like at the level of education that I have had and the 30 plus years of reading that I've had in my life, that I I do not like books that are all over the place. So when an author is back and forth without explaining it, when there's absolutely too many characters in a book without direction, when there is a lot of, and I can understand grammatical errors and but just boredom, like this or that needed to be cut out, and I can see if portions of it needed to be cut out, or I just don't want to read that. And I'm not the type of person that can read a main character, and maybe I do need to work on this, but I cannot read a first person main character book where the first person is unlikable. So if the first person is misogynistic, I really don't want to read that. Or unless they're overcoming that, I don't want to read that. Like, this is not for me. So, yeah, uh, I will be picking probably less arcs for 2027 because I have all of mine that I'm going to pick up to 20 August of this year, 2026. So any books that I do pick on NetGalley to review would have to come out after August 2026, or I will not be picking them because I already have my schedule planned for how I'm going to read and review them. But I really do appreciate NetGalley for accepting me and allowing me to review their books. And I hope that you guys take the opportunity to read their books, the my reviews, and look at my reviews, and um, read the books that they have on there because they are a really good resource. Until next time. So I finally did my nails. I did them in like 15 minutes. Oh, I'm sorry, my hand's shaking. I did them in like 15 minutes, so I think that this is not gonna last super long, but at least they're done. I also recently went to TJ Maxx and I got a purse. I haven't bought a purse in a long time, and this was like very expensive to me to spend on a purse, but it's genuine leather. Hope you can see. So one thing that I always do is I measure if Kindle can fit in there, okay? So we'll see. And of course she measures in there. And I know it's really weird because I'll be walking around the store looking at purses and then I'll just drop a Kindle in there. I have like, I think like 8 or 9 black purses. So I wanted a different color. And Valentine's Day is coming up, so, and I have to work on Valentine's Day, so I thought, oh, get this for myself for Valentine's Day. Well, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I'm still reading the Reformatory. It is very dark, but very good. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great week.